By the late 1170s, Temujin was no longer a forgotten exile. From a boy without a tribe, he had grown into a charismatic leader, with followers loyal not to his bloodline, but to his vision. In a world ruled by ancestry and aristocracy, Temujin was crafting something radical: leadership through merit. While the tribal elite clung to tradition, Temujin understood that the chaos of the steppe demanded something new. He rewarded bravery over birth, discipline over lineage, loyalty over connections. To his men, he was more than a war chief. He was a symbol of fairness in a cruel world. At the heart of this transformation was the nokor system. Warriors pledged personal loyalty to Temujin, not to a tribe. In return, he treated them as equals, eating the same food, sharing the same dangers, rewarding them equally after victory. This bond of trust created an army tighter than family. But with his rise came opposition. His Anda, blood brother, Yamuka, who once rode beside him, now saw Temujin as a threat. Yamuka was a noble by birth, the natural heir to traditional Mongol leadership. To him, Temujin's reforms were dangerous. He believed in aristocratic order, where the elite ruled and the commoner served. Temujin, meanwhile, was building a revolution in the saddle. In 1186, Temujin was formally elected Khan by his followers. It was a declaration of ambition. It was also a declaration of war. Yamuka responded swiftly. Backed by the Mongol nobility, he gathered an enormous coalition of tribes and marched against Temujin. The two former friends would now face each other not as allies, but as enemies. In 1187, near the Onon River, their armies met. Temujin's forces were smaller, but better organized. His troops were divided into units of 10, 100, and 1,000, a system later known as the decimal system, which allowed flexibility and discipline in battle. His commanders were not nobles, but men proven in war. The first day saw fierce skirmishing. Temujin's men held their ground, their formations disciplined, their movements coordinated. But Yamuka's superior numbers eventually turned the tide. Temujin was defeated. The cost of failure was brutal. Yamuka captured 70 of Temujin's officers and executed them by boiling them alive. This cruelty horrified even some of Yamuka's own allies. Temujin, though wounded, had shown a different kind of leadership. His defeat earned him not shame, but sympathy and respect. His followers did not abandon him. They became more loyal than ever. Temujin vanished into the hills, wounded but not broken. He restructured his forces, reconsidered his alliances, and bided his time. He knew that brute strength wasn't enough. He needed to win hearts, not just battles. Over the next years, Temujin focused on diplomacy. He negotiated alliances with minor clans and border tribes. He offered protection to families seeking justice, opportunity to warriors seeking purpose, and equality to men tired of aristocratic contempt. He also implemented strict laws known as the Yasa, a developing code based on order, loyalty, and discipline. Stealing livestock? Death. Betraying a comrade? Death. But under the Yasa, there was also protection against rape, abuse of the poor, and unjust violence. In this way, he began building not just an army, but a society. Meanwhile, Yamuka's alliance began to fracture. His cruelty, arrogance, and reliance on noble birth alienated many. One by one, smaller clans defected to Temujin. By the early 1200s, his support base had tripled. Temujin's reforms spread fast. He banned the enslavement of captured soldiers' wives and children. He placed spies in enemy camps, created an efficient messenger system using horses, and established camps where civilians could live safely. His structure began to resemble not a raiding party, but a state in the making. By now, even distant tribes, once enemies, began to send emissaries. The man who once had no herd, no allies, and no name was now being called Khan across the steppe. Temujin had not only risen, but transformed what it meant to lead. The boy who had watched his father poisoned, who had been enslaved and exiled, was now shaping the destiny of a continent. But the steppe would not be his limit.